The strange and weird saga of the Indian hockey team continues. Gurbaj has been brought up on disciplinary charges and has actually been banned from international hockey for a period which means of 9 months, which is interesting because barely few months to go before Rio Olympics. Is he going to be there? What's going to happen? And why are we even doing something like this?
I think when an assistant coach, which is basically the regulations, I mean, if he's put in a file and he says that a player has misbehaved, you've got to take action. What I find interesting is that Jude, against whom Gurbaj apparently, allegedly said something or didn't listen to him or didn't obey him, quit after Paul quit the team and went back. And now he was called back for the hearing, which means that you've suspended a player for 9 months. The coach himself has left, against whom the player had a problem. So I don't know what the problem was.
And even in the hearing, there was something which is funny. It said that Gurbaj didn't obey the coaches apart from the head coach. So he was listening to Paul Van As, right? And if an assistant coach is not agreeing with him, I mean, professional athletes don't always agree with their coaches. Some of the best athletes have their own minds. I mean, if you think Michael Jordan always listened to his coach, you're wrong. So before an Olympics, you're taking away one of India's best players. Aren't you just chopping off your own feet with an axe, to paraphrase a Hindi saying into English?
I think what's worse is that with 12 months to go, you're taking these decisions. You've already sacked a coach, you've brought in somebody who's basically a technical director now, and then you're taking off your right half. Let me emphasize the importance of a right half for India. India's attacks mostly, if you see the last 50 matches, 60 matches in which Gurbaj has played, especially the Asian Games, most of the attacks are initiated by Gurbaj simply because he has got the skill to keep the ball, dribble the ball, go past three, create situations where forwards can get a ball. Looking at that, I think this is terrible that's happened to Indian hockey. But I do believe that whatever the suspension of 9 months, I think they're going to take it back after 2 months. But even 2 months is so crucial. It's so crucial for a player right now with a new coach, and by a new coach I mean Altmans, that I don't know whether this is really going to impact that heavily on an Indian performance in Rio.
I'm going to connect a few dots here, and I'm just speculating, but Sardar Singh came out in support of Gurbaj, and now Sardar Singh and Gurbaj have been released by the Delhi Wave Riders, which is of course a hockey league team here. Is there some sort of a vendetta taking place here? Is there more to the story? Why release Sardar Singh? I mean, he's your best player, and even if he perhaps is on the declining trend, there is still a great deal of name recognition. For a professional team, it's great to have players who can bring in audiences, get sponsor interest. What's going on here?
Nobody knows yet because it's just 24 hours since this news came out, but I do believe that he's an iconic player. Even if his capability in terms of field is gone down by 30% or 25%.
He's still probably better than 99% of the other.
Better than most, actually. And you need a player that draws in the fans, that draws in the crowd, that draws in television. Surprising also is the fact that Wave Riders is owned by Monty Chadda, himself a Sardar, and then to release his iconic player, who's probably the best Sardar in the national team, I find it a little surprising, because why will he want to release and then take in whom? Because they have not taken in a player yet.
Yeah.
So where is Sardar going and where is Gurbaj going is going to be of great interest. Whether these two are together in, yes they are, because if you see any Indian hockey match, if Sardar is going straight, he will always tilt towards the right and see if Gurbaj is there on the right or not, and then give the pass and then move ahead, because these two play in tandem. Whether they play in tandem and whether they're carrying the tandemness across to other things, I cannot really speculate on that right now, but I just hope Gurbaj comes back and the team does something good, something substantial in Rio, because we seriously need it.